Yeah, so at the end of the day, I was just like, let's just call that a day. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be doing lots of story times about scenarios with people that I know and things that I've been through. My first couple of videos are going to be about my experience on the app Bumble for Friends, or Bumble BFF. I've got a lot of stories to tell you about that. Obviously, I won't be mentioning anyone's name or any personal details. So for the sake of those stories, we're going to call them names that I just make up. So I hope you all guys are doing okay today. Before I start my story, I just basically want to say I'm starting this YouTube channel as a means to get advice and as a means to share some stories that happened to me. So I would love for people to comment and just give me some general advice about scenarios in the videos, what I should do. Along the way, I'll tell you a bit about myself, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. The first story is about when I think it was towards the end of my journey on Bumble BFF. I actually just backstory. I actually decided to come off the app in when was it? Like, I feel like May, maybe a bit longer than that. I feel like I don't know, but some point last year, 2025, I got off the app. In May I had a family loss, so then I kind of dipped down, so I'm gonna say anywhere from like May to the end of the year. But this story that I'm gonna tell you guys is the reason why I said thanks but no thanks, Bumble. In all transparency, in the art of like creating a community and giving people the floor to comment and talk about the stories that I tell you, this particular story, the reason why it forced me or made me feel like Bumble's done for me is because I had one of the worst experiences ever. It made me cry. I felt uncomfortable, and all in all, I was just like, do you know what? Is it that deep? Like, I know I want to make friends, but is it that deep? And I thought, it's not that deep. Like, friendship for me should be about like an easygoing life, an easygoing situation. Like, it shouldn't be making anyone cry. Yeah, so on Bumble, when you match with someone, they have to match with you. So you both have to match each other, and then you can start talking and creating this friendship. So me and this lady, for the sake of the story, we're gonna call her, what are we gonna call her? I'm gonna call her Sandra. Okay, it's not gonna be hard to keep up because the story has me, Sandra, one other person, so it's fine. So Sandra and me matched on Bumble, and we was talking. We spoke for about a week before we met up. Initial vibes, it wasn't that great for me particularly. I don't know about Sandra, but for me. But again, in the art of wanting to make friends, and the art of, wanting to really find my girl pal, my tribes, my people, I thought, persevere through and see what we can do. Also, one thing is, when you are on friendship websites, it's awkward. When you're making friends in general, it's awkward anyway. So you're trying to make friends, you don't know these people. It's awkward, isn't it? Like, hey, how are you? Like, the conversation is, a bit awkward. So to say like it wasn't, the reason why I continued and persevered through was because I just felt like, do you know what? It's always going to be that awkward initial beginning. So anyway, we were talking for a week, getting to know you. What are you doing? What do you, where do you live? Blah, blah, blah. And during the conversation, we then hit a place where we were like, do you know what? We want to meet. We want to see how our friendship is going to be like when we meet each other, which is absolutely normal on Bumble. So we arranged to meet, and we arranged to meet in our local town centre. When we arranged to meet, we picked a location where we could both find, and the meeting was clear. Like, we were going to meet and we were going to go to a food fair. With the food fair, Sandra had said to me, she just came across some tickets to the food fair. She didn't tell me how many tickets. I presumed 2 because there's 2 of us. So I was like, yeah, like, because I want to go to the food fair. Like, I want to go. It sounds like a good, it sounds like a good time. And also, when you are meeting people and trying to create these friendships, it's all, in my opinion, it's always good to go somewhere where other things are happening, so that you can have things to discuss and topics to discuss. So going to a food fair, do you like the food? Like, what do you think? What should we get? What should we eat? Blah, de, da. So to me, that was perfectly fine. Like, I was like, yeah, cool. Like, let's go. So we linked up on the day. I think it was like a weekend day. I'm going to go with like a Sunday. We linked up on the Sunday anyway. Met at the time we was meant to meet, everything go. And we was keeping in contact and making sure that, you know, everyone was aware of like our plans. Anyway, when we met, Sandra turns around and when we met, I then said to Charlotte, you know, nice to meet you, da, 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 da. She was like, oh, I'm so thirsty. So I got her a bottle of water and I was like, you know, here, we don't want you to die of dehydration. And then I was like, are you ready to go? Guys, no kidding. Sandra said to me, oh, well, we can't go yet because I've also invited one of my friends and she's going to meet us here. Now, before I continue the story, I want to talk about what I was thinking in my head. Why have you invited one of your friends to come to our first sort of like friendship date? Like, what is that? Also, I was thinking to myself, like, I can't even back out now because I'm here. Like, I'm invested, I'm here, I'm present. So I can't go, like, I can't do anything. So I'm stuck. Like, I'm like, so my face was literally like, that's my face, guys. Yeah, I gave it a good go, but that's what she saw. So I was like, okay, whatever. Her friend was an hour late, FYI. So her friend's an hour late. Eventually, after an hour, like, her friend turns up. She introduces us. For the sake of the story, we're going to call her friend. So we've got Sandra. Let's call her Sally. So Sally turns up. She's like, oh, this is my friend Sally. Blah, blah, blah. Introductions. So introductions all done. I meet Sally. It's all good from there. As we're walking, so from where we was to the food fair, it was about, what? A 5-minute walk. So as we're walking, it's just very much Sandra and Sally. Again, guys, I'm out here trying to make friends. I'm on the app. I'm paying a subscription. So like, I want to make friends. So as they're talking, they're like, oh, do you remember when we did this? Do you remember when we did that? So what do you think? And then the last time that we spoke, da da da. So I'm like, oh yeah, like, you know, like, me too. Oh, yeah, I've done that before. Very awkward. But again, gonna keep bringing it up. I'm out here just trying to do the best I can. So we continue to walk to the park or the field for the fair. So we're doing, I'm doing my whole like third wheeling nonsense. On the way to the fair, I make it so clear to Sandra and Sally, like, I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day because I've been at work. And, you know, as soon as we get in there, I would like to just eat. They didn't bring up any objections. I think they sort of looked at each other and they were like, yeah, cool, whatever. We get into there now. So again, when I say to you, I'm starving, I'm starving. I'm starving, guys. So the first food, so all the food in the fair was Caribbean. So it's all the same, like, all the same food, but everyone's got their different variations. So you're getting your rotis, your jet chicken, rice and peas, everything like that. So you're getting all of those types of food. So when we get into the fair, I see a like a little stall. It's short queue, not very many people. So I'm like, hey, let's go here. They do let me know. They're saying, like, you know, like, we want to go and look around. No problem with me. They go and look around for other stores and they were gone. Guys, literally 30 minutes they're gone. So I'm queuing. But at the time, I'm not bothered because I'm queuing for my food. I'm starving. I'm just like, whatever, let's just get this going. So I got my food now. They come back and they're like, we found a stall that you want to go to. No, that they want to go to, sorry. They found a stall that they want to go to, so they're going to go to it. And it's got quite a long wait. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, fine. So I'm having my food. I stay in the same place because when we were talking on Bumble, like, we didn't have each other's numbers. So we was talking through the app and through social media. So I didn't give her my number. So I thought, let me just stay in the same place so that they can find me when they come back. So I stood there literally and I'm waiting for them. Around 30 minutes to 35 minutes, they now come back and they're like, oh, like, we've ordered we ordered the food and they brought their food with them. So that we've all got food. So they left me alone twice for 30 minutes, right? So they now go, oh, you know, like, we want to go to the toilet. So this is a food fair. The toilets are obviously the portaloos and the lines are ridiculous. So I'm guessing Sandra's friend Sally didn't want to stay with me because obviously it's a bit awkward because we don't know each other at all, and obviously we didn't go on the app to meet each other, so we got nothing to talk about and no reason to be there together. So they both like, oh, we're gonna go to the toilet. I don't like using toilets, portaloos in festivals. It's just not what, like, no thank you. So I'm like, oh, like, I'll wait here. And then they left me again. Now, while they left me, I saw lots of people in my local area, everyone asking me, are you okay? What's going on? What's up? What are you doing? It was just it was an embarrassing situation, guys. So then they were gone for quite a while. Again, we're looking at 30 minutes. And I just sat on the floor and I was just like, no. Like, it's not for me. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. And I felt sad because I was just like, I'm deep in it. I'm trying to make friends. I'm putting myself out there in uncomfortable situations. Not saying to Sandra from the jump, like, why are you inviting your friend or any of that? Just putting up with it. And I just thought, like, I'm now not going to sit here and eat by myself. Like, it's just all a bit weird. It was all a bit too much. I started getting upset anyway. When they came back, I was just like, I'm going to go. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to go. Because, yeah, like, I've just been left alone. I just don't, I basically said what it was. But I said it in the nicest way possible. I've been left alone. I feel uncomfortable. It's just you and your friend, and I'm third wheeling, and it's all right to third wheel, I guess, if you knew both of the parties, or you was like a 3 friendship group. But like, I'm third wheeling on a person I don't even know. It's not even my friend. I didn't even go out there to find it, and another person who I met on a friendship website, which it's awkward enough. So I just gave up on that and I left. Now, when I left, I got a ride out of there because I was just so upset. I was so, like, annoyed. I was all the emotions: upset, annoyed, embarrassed. Just everything was just like flooding through, and it was coming out in tears. Basically, it was coming out in like, what is this happening to me? Like, it was just coming out like that. So once I left, Sandra did message me on a social media platform, and I just weren't interested, guys. Like, I just wasn't. My thought process was, I don't want to be in a romantic relationship with you, right? So I'm not out here gonna teach you how to treat me. Like, it's just long. I'm looking for friends. I'm looking for like-minded people with the same moral code, moral standards. And when I deep it on my moral code and my moral standard, I just wouldn't do that to someone. My moral code and my moral standards, like, I'm a kind of person that, first of all, I'm not bringing a friend to a first-time friendship date without even telling the person. I'm not doing that. Like, it's just not, no. And then, like, I don't even know. I don't think it's even an and then situation. I got to be honest with you guys. I think from there, I'm just not doing that. I think from that minute, it went downhill, and it was all very, like, we couldn't recover from that, because it's already an awkward situation. It's already uncomfortable, but now it's just like, done. Like, even more nasty, even more horrible. So yeah, that was my first experience on Bumble. Let me know, guys, your opinion. Like, let me know what you think of this story. Obviously, I've told you what I think of the story, but let me know what you think of the story, because in all honesty, I just can't see any other way that I could have dealt with that situation. But, like, how would you have dealt with it? Do you know what I mean? Like, let me know. Anyway, I'm going to be posting videos twice a week, so keep up with my stories. My first series of videos will be about six videos based on when I was on the app Bumble. So yeah, see you guys later.